Hi everyone, welcome to Bio 120 Human Ecology. I'm your professor, Soraya McCary, and let's do a quick video tour of the course so you know what to expect. Okay. When you are in Blackboard here, you have already clicked on the class overview because that's hopefully how you found this video, right in the Welcome to Bio 120 section. And that has some important information on how the class works. Equally important is this page here, the rules and frequently asked questions. That's stuff you will need to know. That's how you're graded. That's things you can do, things you cannot do for the class, and the questions students most commonly ask. Further down, you've got other information about me, about what the learning objectives are, and also you've got the schedule. The schedule is really important. If I were you, I would download that right now. Definitely do this today. The schedule has what's due and when it's due. So you know each week and you've got your little checklist of what is due, what needs to be submitted and turned in before 11:59 p.m. on Sunday night. You can always work ahead in future weeks, but this is the deadline for things that are due each week. The exception is the last week when things are due by Friday, because the last week of the class, we have to follow the college's schedule, and that has coursework ending on Fridays, typically. So that's the only exception to the things being due by Sunday night. But you can always feel free to work ahead in this class. All right. You will also need to take this registration quiz. You cannot have access to any of the other weeks here in the course unless you have received at least 1 point on this quiz. So that's what that means when it says release conditions. You have to have at least a point on registration before you can open those. The registration quiz is pretty straightforward if you've read through the information here, and you have unlimited attempts. You can take it again if you don't get all the points you want. No problem. Go ahead and take it again. Each week, you will need to download the PowerPoints for the week. So right here, you do that by actually not clicking the name of it. It'll give you a preview, but the preview kind of messes up the formatting. So the best way to view it is to click on these three dots to the right and then choose download original file. That will open the PowerPoint for you, and that will help a ton in the formatting because Blackboard really messes this up. If you need additional accessibility formats, you can click here on this little person in that black triangle, and then it has a bunch of different types of formatting you can have if you have different needs. After you go over the PowerPoint and take notes, each week it is expected that you will go find that chapter in the ebook and add to your notes, fill in the gaps in your understanding, make sure you fully understand everything. And then you should do the homework for each week before you do the quiz. The homework is designed to help you understand the material and to do better on the quiz. The quizzes and the tests this semester are not worth as much of your grade as homework is. I'm trying to reward you for the time I know you'll have to spend doing your homework, and I'm trying to make the quizzes and tests a little lower stakes. They're not quite as stressful if you know that just doing your homework is going to get you a ton of points in the class. And anything with this red square next to it is something that is through our textbook provider. It's McGraw-Hill is a textbook provider, and Connect is the program that runs through. That is also true for the ebook. So when you go to the ebook, you can click here right below where it says class overview is the link to the ebook. You'll have to click to launch it, to launch the assignment. And then when you do open it, though, it will take you to the table of contents, and you can click on whatever chapter you want to go visit. Another way to access the ebook is here. When you are in any Connect assignment, if you've clicked on anything with that red square next to it, it will take you here to Connect. And on the left, you see where it says Environmental Science, a Global Concern. That is your ebook. You can click on that, and it will also take you to your ebook. All right, back to Blackboard. Your grades will be up here in the gradebook area, and you can see your scores as you go. If you have questions on if something was received, always check the gradebook before emailing me, because that's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to check the gradebook to make sure it's showing up there. Let's see, homework. I've tried to have a variety of different kinds of homework. Some of them use Google Forms, some of them use different kinds of Google Docs. Others of them, you're going to have to watch something or do different kinds of things. There are some discussion boards. There's a variety of homework to hopefully meet a variety of different learning styles and different preferences. So if the homework that week isn't quite to your preference, hopefully the next week will be better and a little easier for you to do. All right, as we go through all of your weeks of work, there's also extra credit right at the end of the semester you can do, and that's found down here at the very end. Important information for each week is included at the very top of each week, this folder, this big folder for each week is called a module. So this week's module, the very first one here is the overview and to-do list. Definitely take a look at that. That tells you exactly what you need to do that week. And this talks about what you need to do. Download the PowerPoints, take your notes, go through the ebook, then do your homework, and then the quizzes. It also lays out exactly what is due before that Sunday, so you know exactly what needs to be turned in to get points. There are always things to know about that week. Maybe that week the homework has this weird thing about it, and read this and you can learn, oh, okay, that website takes a while to load. Just give it some time. Or you might learn, oh, students always forget to do this and lose points because they forget to do that. So this is designed to help you to know what you should know this week to help you do your best. Then there's a section on why this week matters and why it matters to you, the learning objectives, why it matters to your life. And then I do always include some memes because that's how it is, right? Sometimes memes are a little more convincing than the textbook itself. So I try to have a few memes every week for you. I will also send out weekly emails and announcements, which will be found here in the announcement section on Blackboard. And every week you should take a look at those to make sure you're not behind, to make sure you are up to date. And otherwise, that's really all there is. I hope that we have a great semester together, and I really look forward to this class.